Se lá em 2019 você também saiu de Entre Facas e Segredos com um gostinho de quero mais, eu tenho uma ótima notícia. Gostinho está prestes a estrear e o Benoit Blanc vai retornar para mais uma investigação. Esse novo mistério estreia lá no catálogo da Netflix em 23 de dezembro, com direito a novos suspeitos e um ambiente completamente diferente. O que não muda nessa sequência são as presenças de Daniel Craig no papel principal e, claro, do Rian Johnson no comando do longa. Eu tive a oportunidade de conversar justamente com os dois para investigar que outras obras do gênero inspiraram a franquia e descobrir o que dá pra esperar de Gostinho. Ah, e já fica aí preparado pra anotar todas as indicações do Rian Johnson, porque ele deu algumas dicas bem boas pra você que gosta de mistérios. O mistério impossível de decifrar é porque você ainda não se inscreveu no Omeleteve. Felizmente, dá pra resolver esse crime bem fácil, é só clicar no botão aqui embaixo e aproveitar pra curtir o vídeo e clicar no sininho pra não perder nenhuma novidade. Gostinho conta a história de um bilionário tech que convida um pessoal pra um passeio na sua ilha privada na Grécia. Como toda viagem entre amigos, rapidamente essa história se encaminha pra desgraça e assassinato. Essa é a deixa pro nosso queridíssimo Benoit Blanc aparecer pra desvendar esse whodunit, que é o termo em inglês para aquelas tramas que desafiam o espectador e os personagens a descobrir quem é que é culpado por algum crime. A gente falou um pouquinho sobre esse recurso narrativo e sobre o gênero em geral com o diretor e com o protagonista de Gostinho. Confere aí. Knives Out was one of the responsibles to start a whole new wave of whodunit, like Bodies, 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 See How They Run, The After Party. Did you feel any pressure making a sequel to such a celebrated movie, especially one based on your creation?
Well, I mean, as somebody who is a huge fan of murder mystery movies, it brings me so much joy that we're seeing this new wave of them. And all the movies that you mentioned, I've watched and I loved. So I'm just like a little kid right now. There's so much good stuff right now. I love it so much. I mean, I sitting down to write this one, I think at the beginning of any process, you always feel a little pressure of can I make this good? But then once you start working on it, that goes away and you're just trying to make the best movie possible. And I think for me, trying to make something that was completely different from the first movie was the key. Trying to figure out, okay, I'm not just going to repeat the first movie. I'm going to try and make something that has its own reason for being and that genuinely surprises me and feels scary in the right way to do. And once I landed on that, then it wasn't pressure. It was just the fun of trying to make it work.
You gathered another great cast for this sequel, and everyone seems quite perfect for their roles, actually. Do you write these characters based on these specific actors, or did they have to audition for you for the parts?
Well, I don't write thinking about actors in mind. I try and just write the characters. And that's both because I don't want to just be imagining some version of an actor in another part while I'm writing it. And also, if I write with someone in mind and then they're not available, then I have my heart broken. So I just write the characters, and then it's just reaching out to different actors and figuring out who's available to do it. I mean, there's the added element of casting these movies that, because I know that it has to be an ensemble and they all have to be somewhere together for a long time and all get along as an ensemble, it's a little bit like throwing a party. You want to not only get great actors, you want to get people who are cool and who are going to show up and have a good time together. And we have done that twice now. The first one and now this one, we had a great group of people and we had so much fun making it. I mean, I think that comes through on the screen. I think you can feel that in the ensemble work.
What were your influences creating Benoit with Rian Johnson? Is there someone in particular you used as an inspiration?
Originally, there was a couple of people. One of them was Tennessee Williams, the writer, and also there's an historian called Shelby Foote, who's from, both of them are from the area that I wanted to do it. And they were the voices that I played in my head to try and influence it. But then sort of Benoit came, God knows where Benoit really came from, who knows, somewhere from deep within.
What were your biggest references to this movie? What movies do you recommend for those who finished Glass Onion and want to watch a little bit more of whodunits?
So Glass Onion is specifically really inspired by the vacation murder mystery. So back in the late 70s and early 80s, like the original version of Death on the Nile, Evil Under the Sun. There's a movie from the 70s called The Last of Sheila that I would highly recommend. It's something that not a lot of people have seen. It was written by Stephen Sondheim and Anthony Perkins, and it's a incredibly fun 70s murder mystery set on a yacht. So there's lots of great references to go dig up if you haven't seen those already.
We know Ryan's a huge murder mystery fan. He even gave us a few tips of movies and shows to watch. But what about you? Do you have any favorite movie or show in the genre?
I was a huge Peter Ustinov fan with the Agatha Christie movies, but I also love Albert Finney and the Murder on the Orient Express. Oh, and also a big Sherlock Holmes fan. I read a lot of Sherlock Holmes. It's amazing going back to reading that and seeing where all of the tropes for murder mysteries come from, because he was certainly, I don't know if he was the first, but certainly he was the first one to make it really popular. And we're still using those techniques, tropes, whatever you want to call them, today in murder mystery movies and books. Yeah, I would say I love those. They were event movies. They were like big family movies. You sat down and watched them on the holidays, or you went to see them at the cinema, and they were amazing locations, and they had the biggest movie stars in the world, and they were kind of these things, and they shouldn't really work, but they work wonderfully and are entertaining, and just escapism.
You're obviously no stranger to investigating bad people in beautiful locations. What are the major differences between playing a detective and a spy?
I mean, listen, they're just two acting jobs. One's this and one's this, and hopefully I'm a good enough actor to make a difference between the two of them. So I don't compare the two even slightly. I kind of just keep them separate in my head, because they were just how lucky I think about how lucky I am to have played both. I mean, that's really, really where I'm coming from.
Brazil has some great actors in lovely locations. Do you see Benoit coming here to solve a case or two in the future?
I can think of worse places to be. It looks like even your background right there, I want to be there right now.
Yeah, we try to bring a little bit of Greece here to the studio.
Okay, yeah, I love it. But no, I would love, are you kidding? I would love to get down to Brazil. There's so many fun places to think of to shoot it. But yeah, man, that would be incredible. We'll see.
You are pretty much the only one in the cast who doesn't play a suspicious part. Do you get jealous of your castmates? Because it looks so fun to play a suspect.
Oh, I had plenty of fun, don't worry. I had plenty of fun. Just watching them work, watching all of those amazing actors work and watching them be as funny. Catherine Hahn would make me wet myself on set. She's one of the funnest human beings I've ever worked with, but everybody was just a joy. So no jealousy, no.
Now to round things up, rank these famous detectives from best to worst. Benoit Blanc, Sherlock Holmes, Hercule Poirot, Jessica Fletcher, Mrs. Marple, and Batman.
Oh my God, you can't do this to me. They're all... Well, look, I'm going to take Benoit Blanc out of it because I don't feel like I can rank my own creation. That would be... Okay. There's no right answer to that.
Yeah, okay. Fair. It's fair.
Of those, just my personal favorites, I think Poirot is number one, because I grew up reading Agatha Christie, and Poirot was like the nearest and dearest to my heart. Jessica Fletcher, I would put number two, because Angela Lansbury has a small cameo in this movie, and she's my hero. Sherlock Holmes, I just finally sat down and read all of the Sherlock Holmes stories recently, and they're great. Spoiler alert, Sherlock Holmes is terrific. I put him next, but the thing is, ranking, when you have that whole group, saying that you're ranking Miss Marple last sounds like an insult, but it's not. She's one of the greatest detectives of all time. So, but somebody has to be in that position on the list. Oh my God! And I forgot Batman. Oh, he's gonna kill me. Batman's gonna kill me.
Yeah, he doesn't do that, but okay.
It's okay. It's all right. Okay, yeah, it's all right.
They're telling me to wrap things up here, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys very much, and you're welcome to film here in Brazil whenever you want.
That sounds like a good plan. Thanks, man. It's good talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Yeah, you will. I'll see you around. You take care. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
And you. Bye-bye.
Pra você que não vê a hora da estreia no dia 23 de dezembro, já dá pra ir assistindo esses filmes que o Rian Johnson citou como inspiração. E aí, já tá preparado pra desvendar o mistério de Glass Onion? Conta aí pra gente nos comentários se você gostou de Entre Facas e Segredos e se tá ansioso pra desvendar esse novo caso. Aproveita também pra curtir o vídeo, assinar o canal e clicar no sininho pra não perder nenhuma novidade.